remember him kissing me on the lips, and he told me at that time, when I was very hazy, "It's okay, this is just how we wake you up."
You know, there's almost no one that you are more vulnerable with than when you go into a doctor's office.
We found that some of the nation's most prominent doctors had been involved in sexual misconduct.
There were more people who are at least partially culpable for what happened to me, because there were allegations. There was one in writing from early 2008. That alone lays a majority of the responsibility at the feet of the people who ignored that, who didn't immediately go to the police. I can't trust those in power.
A couple years ago, investigative reporter Danny Robbins had been scrutinizing actions by the Georgia Medical Board.
In the course of doing that reporting, I noticed there were 2 out of every 3 physicians in Georgia who had some sort of sanctioning from the medical board for sexual misconduct with patients either kept their license or got it back.
And that's what gave us an idea that, was it just happening in Georgia or was it elsewhere?
It was stunning to us that medical boards would not have a system of tracking serious sanctions against doctors.
We have put together data that nobody else has ever done to show the pervasiveness of how many doctors are involved, and that there was a certain tolerance for this behavior among physicians that we just really didn't realize was there.
I think people are going to get a sense that sexual assault by medical professionals is far more widespread than they imagined.
And the range is really extraordinary. We've got everything from cases that sometimes are well known, like there was a physician named Earl Bradley in Delaware who raped scores, if not hundreds, of his toddler patients. But this went on for years before he was caught on video.
There were many cases where doctors had exchanged prescriptions for sex.
We found doctors had violated patients not just for years, but for decades.
Oftentimes, it's a vulnerable person who was targeted.
There were 16 women that testified at the medical board hearings. And when I walked in, I just saw a room full of women. There were black, white, Hispanic, Asian, short, tall, fat, skinny, and I didn't know who they were. And they walked up and just started hugging me and was saying, "Thank you. Thank you. I thought I was the only one."
As we've been working on this story, we've often been reminded of the scandal in the Catholic Church involving priests.
They're quietly moved from place to place. A lot isn't known.
First, there's the betrayal by the actual predator himself. Then there's the betrayal by the colleagues and supervisors who, at best, they ignore the wrongdoing. And at worst, they actively try to conceal the wrongdoing.
Doctors are protected oftentimes when this information is kept secret, and it's kept secret for a reason.